What's up guys, Cali Sunset Gaming with you again, and today I'm going to be showing you how to implement the style of play provided by Thomas Tuchel's Chelsea. I'm going to be showing you how to implement the instructions, the style of play, as well as the formation itself so that you can implement it in your FIFA 21 career mode or online seasons. For those of you guys that stick around, I'll also give you guys an outline of the type of players that you want to be purchasing if you're to adapt this formation and use it in your team. No messing about, really excited for this one, let's get to it. Now, this is one I've obviously not had a lot of time to work with, and it's involved me spending a lot of time analysing the first 3 games under Tuchel. With similar style to Conte's Chelsea, the team has a lot of emphasis on high pressing and utilising the packed out wide areas to create attacking moves going forward. This video is going to be a little bit different as I can't really give you a history of the setup under Tuchel at Chelsea, but what I can tell you is that it's demanding, it's attacking, and with practice it will allow you to dominate teams in possession and create a lot of attacking chances throughout the course of a match. Before we go any further, what I want to do is make sure that you guys smash a like on this video, hit subscribe, and also turn on that notification bell so you never miss a video. So here's what I've noticed from the games that I've analysed so far. Now, the team sets up with a 3-4-2-1. The 2 players that are wide acting as wing-backs essentially have a lot of responsibility and are involved in most of the transitions that take place on the pitch. The team overall is set up to be quite wide, with their build-up play being based in possession, allows them to stretch the opposition. Now, as a side note, they haven't created a lot of chances, but personally I believe this is down to the lack of confidence in the attacking part of Chelsea's pitch, rather than the system not being effective. The wing-backs are expected to push and make overlapping runs to provide additional attacking options in the final third, but when the ball also drops and they need to defend, they can create a back 5. The centre-backs stretch the back line, accommodating for the wing-backs pushing forward. In midfield, they have 2 central midfielders and 2 attacking midfielders. The central midfielders will sometimes drop deep to act as an additional protective line, but on the attack they will drift wide depending on the flank Chelsea are attacking to provide passing options. The other CM is going to pull back, creating width to be able to continuously stretch the play, and act as a channel if the play needs to be moved to the alternate wing. The 2 attacking midfielders will push forward, sometimes creating a front 3 almost with a central striker. Against Tottenham as an example, with Werner's natural instinct to push wide, it allowed Mason Mount to act as the central player for most of the transitions. So how do we emulate this in FIFA 21? Well, we'll move on to the formation screen and I'll explain it in more detail.
I've heard commentators refer to this as a 3-4-2-1. I guess it's fair, but obviously, like I've said in the build-up, it's 5 at the back, 2 in midfield, with a further 2 in central attacking midfield, and then the lone striker up top. So it's not a formation that is preset on the system, it's something that you have to change. So what I would suggest is actually going for the 3-4-2-1 and then just adjusting it, turning those wingers into wing backs, and then just adjusting where the centre forwards are and then bringing them into central attacking midfield positions, and the 2 centre midfielders as well, just adjust their positions to accommodate for that too. So in terms of the tactics that you want to be using, the defensive style, you want constant pressure, so that's where 2 or 3 players are going to join in, trying to win the ball back, hunting down the ball in packs, which is how this Chelsea team have played so far. The width, you want it to be quite narrow. Don't want to create too many passing options. On top of the fact that you've got constant pressure, you want it to be narrow so that more players are getting involved to win the ball back as quickly as possible so that you can transition into the attack. For depth, you don't want to be too deep. You want the ball to be 1 back in the midfield area. You want the back line quite high. Obviously, you've got those wing backs, and you've also got those attacking midfielders that are pushing out wide too, and you've got the coverage of the 3 centre-backs and the 2 central midfielders in the middle. In terms of the offensive play, like I've probably mentioned about 3 or 4 times already, possession is the name of the game. You've got to try and build the play up slowly. There's going to be lots of options for you out wide, like I've mentioned. So this will be the best way in terms of how to emulate the playing style. The width, you want a lot of width. I've got it all the way up to 8, just so that you can utilise the width of the pitch as much as possible. Plays in the box, corners and free kicks. As you probably noticed from my previous videos, this is purely down to you. This is how confident you feel with the formation. Obviously, the higher you go on the settings, the more people that are going to be present in the box for the set pieces. So it's purely down to yourself how confident you feel with the formation. Now to the instructions. Let's go through the instructions for each player. Centre backs, staying back whilst attacking and normal interceptions. The wing backs are the same, so their attacking runs is to join the attack. Tuchel, very, very vocal when it comes to ensuring that those wing backs are also providing attacking options by coming up and playing out wide, sort of assisting in those channels out wide where Tuchel likes to create a lot of the chances for the team. Interceptions just on normal. The run type, we want overlap because those two central attacking midfielders are going to be requested to come inside. And moving on to the central midfielders now, attacking support on balanced, support on crosses balanced, normal interceptions, stick to position and cover the wing. There's going to be a lot of teams that try and utilise wing play, especially on FIFA 21. It seems to be the AI's favourite way to play. But this way, you've got not only the cover centrally, but the defensive position is prepared to cover the wing if needs be. This will sort of help you if you're playing in lower divisions and your wing backs over time are getting more tired later on into the game. You can sort of rely on the central midfielder just to push out wide if required. Now, moving on to the attacking midfielders. Basic defensive support with balanced crossing runs as well. Now we want them to stick to the position, even though the way that Tuchel's played with Chelsea, I imagine that he's actually allowed the front three to rotate ever so slightly with Werner drifting out wide. This is something that is purely down to you how you want to do it. You don't have to do this, but if you wanted to, you can actually have the player on free roam. Personally, I prefer it to be a little bit more regimented when I'm playing on FIFA, just so I know roughly the idea where the player is going to be making his runs so I can pull off a pass. Last of all, interceptions just as normal. Now, finally, for the striker in this setup, what you want to do is have his support runs on balance. Now, I'm going to tell you why I've got the support runs on balanced and the attacking runs on mixed attack. With Chelsea specifically, we have a range of strikers. We've got Tammy Abraham, we've got Olivier Giroud, and we've got Timo Werner. Giroud, for instance, likes the ball to his feet, whereas Timo Werner likes to make runs in behind. Timo Werner's natural play style in real life is to drift out wide, which is what's allowed Mount to play centrally, especially in the game against Tottenham. The thing is, rotating the strikers, as much as I do with Chelsea specifically, I don't actually set the attacking runs to anything specific. It's purely down to the type of player that you have up front. So what I would suggest is, if you have a pacey striker, have them trying to run in behind to just latch onto that through ball pass that's being played. Whereas if you have a tall, strong striker, I'd suggest playing him as a target man. That way you're going to allow the central attacking midfielders to overlap on their runs and create more attacking opportunities. In terms of his interceptions, they're just down as normal. And for defensive support, we have it down as stay forward. So he'll be lingering at that halfway line, just waiting for a counter-attack opportunity.
Now we move on to how we play with this formation. And as I said in the instructions, there is a lot of emphasis on possession, using your control of the ball to create space. Your main channels of attacks are going to be the wings, as this is where the formation tends to allow you to outnumber the opposition. Now, Chelsea primarily have used the right wing for the games that we've played so far, but I believe this is down to the fact that Aspie naturally wants to travel down that channel, so as a result, the other two in front of him tend to push forward too. You'll find yourself ideally winning the ball back in the midfield area, and when you do, you'll also find that the transition will be on for you to play a threaded through ball to the attacking trio most of the time. Now, with using possession-based football, the opportunities for counter-attacks aren't going to be there as much. That said, if you can get the ball out to the wing, you can generate a lot of quick passing that will result in you being in a situation where you're actually outnumbering the opposition in the attacking third. Now, let's move on to the sort of players that you want to look at in the transfer market. So, the sort of players you want in the transfer market are players with a high stamina for your wing-back positions. It's a very demanding role, like I said earlier. It's going to be a position where if you are light, it's going to really affect you towards the latter stages of the season. Your attacking players want to be fast, but essentially you need attacking players with good passing stats, as there's going to be times where you have to build in the attacking third to break some of the teams down, and a loose pass can leave you open to a counter-attack depending on the ability of your defenders. Make sure you remember, I'm not telling you to go out and buy Chelsea's players, God forbid. Try to adapt what I'm telling you to retrofit depending on the team that you're managing and the division you're in. Like I've said before, if you're managing Shrewsbury, I'm not telling you to go out and buy Olivier Giroud. Just try and buy players that would fit that style of play relative to the division that you're in. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and like a shit school disco DJ, I do take requests. So if there's any formation videos that you guys want to see, make sure that you hit me up in the comment section below. I appreciate you guys checking out the video, and I will see you guys next time on Cali Sunset Gaming.